Hello, everyone. We are here for another talk at the Foil Technology Pavilion, and this one is going to be about foiling industry work opportunities. Let me welcome on stage Jeroen von Berg from TU Delft Hydromotion team. Take a seat wherever you want, Jeroen. Michele Bonetti from Audace sailing team, and James Ward from Marine Resources. Thanks, James. So, Jeroen, let's say we are here. There's Jeroen and Michele are representatives of teams that participate in two competitions that are quite well known, let's say, in the foiling and university world. One is the Monaco Solar Challenge. Is that the right name?
The Monaco Energy Boat
The
Challenge.
Monaco Energy Boat Challenge, which is basically a challenge for university teams to design and build a electric, not necessarily electric, an electric foiling motorboat, while the Sumo Challenge is a challenge to design and build and race an international Moth compliant sustainable boat. So, Jeroen, tell us a little bit about what your team does. And
so we're a student team located here in the Netherlands, in Delft, called the TU Delft Hydromotion team. We've been building since 2006 foiling boats, and since a couple of years we've all started building them powered by hydrogen. So currently we are around 20 students working together from different disciplines, trying to build, fully design and build a boat within 1 year and making it foil, and then competing, as you said, in the Monaco Energy Boat Challenge, which last year we became world champions, which is really exciting. This year we're really trying to take the next step.
And how many? You have 20 people in the team.
Yes,
right?
23 to be exact.
23. What are the roles of, I guess they are in kind of groups?
Yeah, we're divided in departments. So we have different departments working on different parts of the boat, because we're fully designing it ourselves. So we have people work on the electrics, the hull and body design, and then also people working on the vehicle dynamics, which is the department focused on the foiling. So every part of the team is really working together to create the full boat with all different subsections.
Okay. And Michele, tell us about your team. You are from the winning team of this year.
Yeah. Last year we won the Sumo Challenge, which is this, as Luca said before, this challenge to build an international moth not using carbon fiber or using the less amount possible of carbon fiber. Our team was born in 2019 in the University of Trieste, so in Italy. And our hometown has a strong and deep connection with the sea and also with sailing culture. I think some of you know the Barcolana, which is, I think, the biggest regatta, the biggest sailing event for a number of boats in the world. And we started by a group of students, engineering students, and our goal was to mix together our passion with sailing and our course of study. And then the team grew, and now we are 50 students from different departments. We try to simulate a real company environment or sports team environment. So we have the engineering department, the production department, also the marketing, social media department, the crew, of course, because the boats are also sailed by ourselves. And yeah, we can move to the next. This is our last boat by Flying Lina. The hull is completely made by flax fiber. Also, the foils are 50% flax and 50% carbon fiber to comply with the rules of the Sumo. And we believe that flax fiber can be a good solution for composite materials in the boating industry. And now we prepared a brief video to show how we work. This is our foil, and we will see some of my teammates. Yeah, the basic idea is that we are doing this as an extracurricular project for passion and for building our skills for the future. So we train together and we grow together, and that's the most important thing aside from the innovation and from the experiencing. And this is our boat flying in Malcesine. And yeah, then we have we can skip to the final slide. And
Okay. How long is the video?
it's almost done. Okay, it's done. Yeah, here are some key points of our project. Yeah, the importance of being able to delve into a complete project from the scratch to the production and to the sailing also. So also having the feedback from the sailors is really important to improve the project. And one of our features is that the engineers are also, in most cases, are sailors themselves. So have this feeling, this sensitivity to understand also complex interaction between the parts. And of course, not only engineers. And yeah, we have experience with Flax, so maybe we can delve into it later.
Thank you very much, Michele. James, you are, tell us about your company, what you do, but also what else you do here at Metz. What is your role?
Yeah, thanks. So my name's James Ward. I'm the CEO and founder of Marine Resources. We are a marine industry-specific recruitment company. We recruit across most shore-based roles within the industry, but very specifically, one of our busier divisions is our design and engineering side, and we are recruiting from all levels, from graduate levels right up to very, very senior level technical positions. We are here at Metstrade, partnering with Metz to put on the Young Professionals Club. This is an area. The other side of the show, there's a specific lounge for any young professionals under the age of 35 who can come to the lounge, meet other young professionals, network, have a space to hang out essentially. But this year, as we've partnered with them, we've been putting on a series of talks and workshops and coaching sessions very much aimed at the young professionals wanting to develop their careers or start their career in the marine industry, to try and give them an insight of how that could look, give them some advice on how they can be progressing, what the employers of the industry, specifically around technical employers, are looking for in their next kind of generation of employees.
Thank you, James. What we see is, you can use these later, so it just the green one goes forward.
In the middle?
I think so you can just adjust it to your, it's not to the TV, it's to the green one, green.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it, yeah.
So, and...
I'm clearly not technical.
Don't worry. What we see, like, I have a direct experience with the Sumot because it's done within Foiling Week. What I see, but I guess it's the very same for the Monaco Solar Challenge guys, is that the industry is hungry for these engineers because they are engineers that, let's say, they have a love for passion first. They like to put their hands in the game, their skin in the game. They want to build things. They're just not theoretical people.
Yeah.
They want to see how it is. And they develop expertise within a team, so they have plenty of skills that I guess are useful for the marine industry of today. We have some companies that already are starting internships, like Persico and Beneteau, that are picking directly from the Sumot students. But let's have your point of view on this, like a more general view, like what do these students need to do to get from there to a real professional pathway and career, and how can you help them in this?
Yeah, so I think firstly, the teams that these guys have formed and that concept of simulating a company will instantly stand them in really, really good stead. I would be saying to any student, the more that you can do that is relevant to the workplace as early as possible, the better. I think the other thing that's really interesting with the competition and what you're doing is it's very, very industry specific. And I think what we're seeing is a lot of employers looking and choosing graduates who have very specific university work or experiences for the industry. What is quite interesting is that we are now seeing more technical employers. They are hiring engineers and designers from outside of industry. And the other thing that's quite interesting is the stuff that you're doing is very industry relevant, but it's also relevant for other industries. So it's a very competitive marketplace. And as the marine industry becomes more and more technical businesses, more and more technical roles, at the same time, it's a bit of a war on talent, we say, that we are losing more talent to aerospace, automotive, because there's a lot of crossover skill. But I think the earlier you can be very specifically marine in your skills, the better, because that's what the employers are looking for.
And so what of the skills that they need to have, like how important do you think is for them to build these skills outside the university with competitions like this, and how important this is to get into internships, and what else can they do after these to become wanted by this war of talent?
Yeah, I think a lot of the new age of technical businesses are still relatively small businesses or are scale-up businesses. So they have a real need for people not to just have one specific skill and that's it. So multi-skilled is very important, and the ability to show that you could be proactive. So getting involved more in coming forward for internships, for these types of competitions, it demonstrates that actually you're willing to kind of put in that extra work to, and that translates really well to maybe a slightly smaller business that is looking for somebody that isn't afraid to roll their sleeves up and get involved with maybe other parts of the business as well, but also evolve their skills depending on the project that they're working on. And actually just accepting that the technology is moving so fast. None of us are experts in any of this. Everybody is learning, even at the highest level. So that ability to adapt and learn and evolve is really, really important as well.
Michele and Jeroen, one after the other. The next steps that we see here are barriers and solutions, right? You, because of the teamwork that you do, and I've seen, for example, even in your boat, there's 100 sponsors, which are mainly partners that give you materials or expertise. Do you find that the competition is helping creating a work relation with this company, or is just I give you this in exchange for a sticker kind of relation? I guess it's different from partner to partner, and do you see a benefit in this competition getting you this access to these companies directly that would probably take a little more time if you were knocking on their doors?
No, the partnerships we have with different companies is very important to our team, of course, for building the boat. But it's also a much wider collaboration with these companies. We really see that a lot of teamwork, members from our team really transfer over to working at these companies as they've made their network with these different partners. And it also brings these partners into what we're doing and how we're innovating and how we're bringing new stuff to the industry, like working on foiling, etc. So we're really together bringing the partners to our project, but we're also, after the projects, really getting into what these partners are doing and what their companies are doing. So it's really a two-way street of really integrating into the companies as well.
Yeah. I can add that for us, we have two types of sponsors. Some interested more in the visibility, and some more technical, which wants us to also use their products and to also give feedback and develop the products with them. And this creates a collaboration, a relationship. And we saw some past members that then went to work with our sponsors. So yeah.
Very good, Michele. So James, barriers and solutions. Let's talk about recipes. If you want.
Yeah, well, just before I go on to that, I think just something else that I've seen is students being very specific on their final year projects or their theses or whatever it's called in the various countries, with a focus on potentially then being able to do that research for a company that they can then go and work for. There's a great example of that as a company, electronics company, and they had a student do a final year project. They outsourced that piece of research, and they employed that student the day he finished university, and they took all that research, and they were then a nomination for the Dame Awards this year. So a great story on kind of how a young professional student has used that time at university with a bit of a game plan, you know, and I think with these businesses still being relatively small, they are looking for ways that they can outsource the research and development of ideas, so it's not a blank piece of paper when the graduates start. So I just wanted to throw that in. Sorry.
I think it's these competitions at the end in an ideal situation, and most of them develop like this. They are test beds for the industry.
Absolutely.
Convenient because you have large numbers of, let's say, trials and errors that you can put in place, and you have the results back. So it's quite easy.
So just some barriers that we currently see in basically getting enough people to meet the demand of the ever evolving technology in the marine industry. Is that, as a general rule, marine is not a first choice that is presented to students at university or earlier. Of course, the bigger industries, again, aerospace, automotive, is the natural place where people go when they start to think, maybe I'd like to be an engineer. I wonder what sort of industry I could work in. And I think as an industry, we need to find ways that we can present marine in a different way that is technology-led to younger people, to get them really, really excited about the technologies that have been developed in marine, and actually make that a first choice. So we are not losing the potential talent to some other industries. Of course, the competitions is very relevant to marine, so that definitely helps. But I think the wider kind of global position is that marine is not offered as a potential suggestion for a career. The technology is still quite new, so again, it's a little bit unknown, especially when you're looking at foiling. Do we need to present that more earlier on, get people excited about it? I think young people, they can make their mind up, and once they've made their mind up on a degree choice or a career choice, it can be difficult to change that. So getting the technology widely recognized is really important. Industry pay and benefits. The marine industry has a little bit of a way to go to be competitive enough against some of the competing industries to really retain the talent. We all do it for the love. And I think there's quite a few of examples, and as people's priorities change in their life, benefits and pay is really, really important. As much as we love working with the new technologies and developing it, people's motivations change, and there is some work across the industry to look at that. And also just the industry culture as well. We get a lot of feedback from young professionals that maybe some of the culture and values in the industry sometimes doesn't match theirs, and they seek out other industries off the back of that. So these are all relatively, they're a bit softer than the pure skills and but also really, really important areas for us to be considering as an industry to change and improve and just understand what the expectations of you guys are coming into industry when it comes to these things.
And then solutions, I guess you are part of the solutions and not part of the problems, James. So
Yeah.
How do you help? How can we help them? And
Yeah.
how do you help them?
So I think we need to be looking at ways of making the sport of sailing and high performance sailing more accessible. That then builds that interest and that excitement. I think I put up there, introduce the wow factor, and for me that's changing the narrative that the marine industry is gin and tonics on the back of a plastic cruising boat. We have some incredible technologies, from foiling to augmented reality navigation goggles to new ways of propulsion which are sustainable. All of this really, really exciting technology needs to be very more visible in front of younger people sooner to get them excited about that stuff, as opposed to them maybe finding out about that stuff once they're already in the industry. So introducing the wow factor earlier, and then being competitive with the other industries. What are the industries we compete with for talent, and how do we be competitive? We need to be more competitive on pay, on working conditions, on career opportunities, on continuous training and development, and just a recognition that by, I think, the year 2030, something like 75% of the workforce will be millennials or Gen Z. Millennials and Gen Z have a very, very different expectation of employment, and we need to evolve to be able to deliver that.
And if you were to say, let's say, as organizers of these challenges for universities, what kind of initiative would you put in place to align further these challenges to the needs of the future of the marine industry? If we think that we want to make, let's say, employment one of the key roles, how can we evolve these challenges in a way that aligns more to the expectations of the marine industry? What should we do extra?
Yeah.
What's the extra mile that we can do to make it even more compatible?
Yeah.
Compared to what is being done at the moment from either us with the Sumo Challenge or the Monaco Solar Challenge team?
Yeah, it's a interesting question, and there's not one silver bullet with this, I think. And I think just we're in such an exciting time from a technology point of view in this industry, and we have a real opportunity to change the narrative. And absolutely, the sort of things that you guys are doing within the competitions is really important. So if we are able to find ways to expand that beyond just the boat building or the foil piece into other technologies, propulsion, electronics, widen that scope, would be really, really good. And I think just giving, let's go younger with the opportunities to get involved with those sort of projects as well, to get younger people excited as early as possible. It might not be to the level that you guys are doing it, but I think just getting them seeing it, touching it, feeling it earlier is really key. Yeah.
Thank you, James. Guys, would you have, if you have the opportunity to ask questions to expert in, let's say, work finding in the marine industry, have a shoot. What would be your question to James to give you extra information, extra ability to find a job in the industry?
Before you said that having specific knowledge, specific skills is really important now in the industry. What about the balance with transversal skills, with soft skills? Because we saw that in our experience as a team, it's really important to develop also that kind of skills if you want to bring all the team together until the competition. Because yeah, we have quite time limits, time pressure, and the environment is really important, and also the soft skills like public speaking or working together. So how much this is important, and if there's something where we can do to improve it, if there is an issue in the marine industry right now.
I personally feel that soft skill focus is really, really important and not highlighted enough early enough to young people. It's always very focused on, this is the degree, this is the job you could get from it, this is what you'll be doing on a daily basis. And you're right, the ability to talk to people, network with people, do the public speaking, the presenting skills, the teamwork skills, I think that needs to be a real focus, because actually that's the stuff that really makes you successful in a career. You can be a very, very good engineer doing one particular job, but actually to progress, it's usually your ability to use the softer skills that you have to help in that process, whether it becomes a management role, and that sort of thing. You want to have a certain amount of soft skills. So everybody has them, but I think a focus on what those are, how do you develop those, as well as your hard skills and your day job, if you like.
Thank you.
Jeroen, do you have a question?
As you said previously, with the recruitment outside of the industry, how do you see that happening for the maritime industry as well? As in, for our team, we've seen a lot of aerospace students coming to the industry, which is really nice, of course, and it really works for the foiling systems. But how do you see it happening for other industries? As a lot of students may seem their study path as a strict way, how do you see the maritime industry pulling external industries into it with the engineers, etc.?
Yeah, we are seeing that more now than ever. Partly because of the technology developments. We just don't have those skill sets in the industry because it's brand new. It's never been there. I think the industry is much more open-minded now to be looking outside of industry. For such a long time, the majority of the roles, it came with this sort of, you need to be able to do this, and this, and you must work in the marine industry, or you must know about boats. And actually, I've never really agreed with that. And I'm sure, there's some roles in the industry where that's important. But I think we're seeing now skill shortages in many countries across many types of roles. The industry is much more open-minded. They're actively trying to bring people in from automotive and aerospace. The barriers then come back up is that, are we meeting the expectations of them as employers? Because it is a different, it is a different industry. So, yeah, you've got to meet in the middle a little bit with expectations always. But we're definitely seeing more and more people coming from outside the industry purely because we just don't have the skill set. I know, for example, with the way the technology is being developed with things like foils and new propulsion, there's a big focus on bringing in people who can write software, who write code. They can use the AI products. There's more focus now on, rather than paying somebody to be able to manually design something, they want to hire people who can drive the software that then designs something. So we're starting to see people coming from the industry from outside who have the core, let's say, design engineering skills, but they're also bringing the software and the AI skills, and they're combining that, and that's really valuable to a company. So don't pigeonhole yourself too much, I think, is the message there in an engineering career.
Thank you very much, James. Is there any question from the public? No? Well then, I invite you to come at Foiling Week and the Moth, and I'm sure it will be great for you also to go to the Marco Energy Challenge and see it, because there are fantastic places where you can see these university students applying these skills that one day they will be used by these kind of pavilions. So look forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.